Twisted Builds update. So this is all new. A lot has changed since the last video I've made. So, I have been working on building a workshop for my business, for the Twisted Builds business, because I've been completely out of room. This was a desk that was given to me, and this is the second kind of area I was at. The first area I've shown you is my messy little workbench area. That's where everything kind of started, where the printers are over there currently. And I still need to clean. It's been on my to-do list, just haven't gotten there yet. This was desk number 2 that just came in this last fall. It was a cardstock table right here for a bit after the second printer came in and I didn't have any more room over there to build electronics. It came over here. It was a cardstock table. Now it's this desk. And I finally got around to cleaning a section of my basement out. I still need to clean more, but and getting these workbenches in. So I've got some more over there. Once I clean more this direction, I can get more of them up. And anyway, got all these workbenches up, started moving in. It's kind of a mess right now because I'm still it's all new, so I haven't decided where I want to put things. So I got to figure out, organization and getting stuff stored away and whatnot. But it's very nice because I can bring all my packing supplies and stuff for upstairs in the general living area, and it's nice to be able to bring those down. Also, since the last video I made, I have got a Cricut, so a vinyl cutter. So that is going to be used for, I don't know if you can see already, for making labels on my products. So this is the Twisted Builds. Let me get a better view here. Twisted Builds wideband, and I've got a couple of them made up. And also going to be bringing back some of my bumper stickers as well, like the Powered by Basement Build engines and a couple others. So stay tuned to my website and this channel. I'll be making videos of when I get stuff in the channel, or sorry, get stuff on my website, and just a video of the stickers you can get. Or I'm also planning on doing some custom stuff, nothing major, but I'll offer some custom stuff as well if you want something custom done. So again, not doing anything big with that, still learning for sure because I just got the thing. But as I said, I've started marking my products and it's awesome. A lot more professional look to them. So okay, getting on to the main part of this video. This is a wideband update. So these two are going out I believe Thursday morning. Tonight is Tuesday night. It's like 10 o'clock in the evening. But those two units are going out Thursday morning is the plan. So one is going, that one right there is going to Matt Happel. This one is going to Jack Nichols of JackTuned. Matt Happel of Sloppy Mechanics, if you didn't know that already. And the next big thing is I am working with a company right now, and a professional harness company, building the harnesses for these. So the harnesses, they have my label on them. All the wires are labeled, let me bring this one out, wideband out, those are labeled narrowband out or NB out, main ground, another wideband out, heater ground, main ground, and power. So, the great thing about this is they are a 7-foot harness. It's all nice loom, heat shrink, all professional weather seal connectors. They use the nice rubber inserts in them to keep the water seal or whatever, or the dirt seal on the connectors themselves. It's very, very well done. Very, very impressed. And nice loom. It's a 7-foot harness between the O2 sensor connector and the wideband controller. So the wideband controller, as you've seen in past videos, runs an amp seal connector, and the wideband itself is obviously the wideband connector. So these are Bosch, well, I should say LSU 4.9 style. So they don't have to be Bosch. I have found an NTK conversion number. That way, a lot of dyno operators like to run the NTK sensor over the Bosch because they found it more robust. So this will run both. This will run the NTK sensor and the Bosch sensor. I may eventually stock those for sale. Right now, I'm not looking to. I'll probably get you links, like Amazon links or whatever, where you can buy the sensor. Again, I may end up stocking them in the future. It's not looking at sale right now, which I know selling wideband controllers without O2 sensors. I'm kind of planning on it. I'm still looking for suppliers and stuff like that. Anyway, getting back on track. These, I finally found pricing, or figured out some pricing, not all the pricing. So, wideband controller with a base connector kit. This is what you'll get in the box with the wideband controller if you buy it assembled. It will come with the amp seal connector. It'll come with the wideband O2 sensor connector. These pins on this strip right here are for the wideband sensor itself. And these pins in here are for the amp seal connector. They also come, let me see if I can get this camera to focus. Not going to do it. Anyway, see these little rubber red grommets? Those are for the weather, the dust boots or whatever on the wire. So whenever you put them in, it makes a nice tight seal. I believe they're for the wideband sensor themselves because the amp seal comes with them already. It's already part of the connector. So the red ones should be for the wideband sensor. But anyway, so assembled that with just the connectors and pins themselves. You have to make your own harness. It's going to be 85 bucks. So for you'll get the, as I said, these connectors, that $85, and you'll have to make your own harness, and you'll be good to go. So if you want to buy assembled with a harness, as I said, 7-foot harness, professionally made in the USA, all brand new wire, professionally crimped, all weather pack sealed, installed, and everything very, very high quality. I'm very stoked about this, if you can't tell. The harness price is going to be 60 bucks as is. So like if you buy it with an assembled one, this won't be a full 85. I'll probably drop it down to 75 because you won't be buying the connectors with it. You'll be getting the harness. So it's going to be kind of like one of those package deal things on my website. But I'll be 75 plus the 60 for the harness. And then if you want just this and this, as I said, it'll be 85 as is right there. The harness themselves, if you want to like say buy a DIY kit, which that's the only thing I haven't figured out pricing on is the DIY kit. Whenever I release these for public sale, that like all 3 versions will be ready to go. Just haven't sat down and figured it out yet. I've been very busy, if you can't tell. Anyway, so as I said, assembled with this will be 85 bucks. Assembled with the harness will be 75 plus 60. And then the DIY kit will be to be determined. The harness itself, you know, if you just buy the DIY kit for however much I am going to sell it for, the harness will still be 60 bucks. If you don't want to make, like, you want to do the DIY, but you don't want to make your own harness and just want to run with it, you can only have that option as well. So the great thing about these harnesses, all color coded for the wires that you can, you know, that aren't part of the wideband sensor harness. So there's only 2 that share the same color, and they're both grounds. So we got a heater ground right here, and we got a main ground. We actually got 2 main grounds, and I'll talk about that in a second. So you got red for power. The heater ground should be going to a well or a known good ground. I don't recommend a body ground unless it's cleaned up and prepped ready. You know, good ground. A good chassis ground, engine ground, battery ground, something like that. You could technically use the body if the body is grounded properly and you're using proper grounding techniques. That should be okay. I personally like to ground. I have like a I took an old bus bar or whatever, a power bus bar off like an old Blazer, and I'm using it. The whole bar is like grounded to the battery and gives me all kinds of like ground, you know, terminals I can go to. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with my Firebird one. As I said, good ground's fine, because the heater ground, the H ground, has the most amperage. It could draw up to 5 amps whenever this is powered on and heating up. So you want a known good ground, because it's going to mess with it if you don't. The main ground, it has 2 main grounds. Those might pull a full amp during operation. Probably, I doubt it, but there's 2 of them. So one is going to be to ground this unit, so that way it actually powers up and everything. The other ground I have on there, you don't have to use, but if you want to like share grounds between your wideband, like your wideband gauge, or your ECU, like you want to ground this somewhere, but you also want to ground this towards the ECU, so like the ECU gets the same, it's like all the grounds are shared, you can do that. Two 0 to 5 volt wideband outs, those are the pink wires. Two simulated narrowband outputs, they're 0 to 1 volt for like factory ECU installs. For instance, LS stuff, because I'm into the whole LS thing. You're gonna, if you want to use both banks, for narrowband output, so that way you can still have like your closed loop fuel control. You can do that with this. So you can just wire them in, to both sides on the wiring harness, and you can just use one wideband sensor, and it'll all be happy. So moving forward, I'm going to show you. This is all like this has been powered up for probably close to an hour now. I've just been playing with it. Again, same thing, lighter test. So it is practically 5 volts, which is lean, and same thing, just feed it fire, and yeah, you can watch it. I guess it helps if I hold the lighter in front of the wideband. There you go. You can see it go down and lighter back up. Yeah, so it's all nice and hot and functioning very fast whenever it's up to temp and working. So it only takes a couple, I would say maybe 20 seconds to get it up to temp. So it's not terrible at all. And it's a little bit chillier. I'm in this room of the house, so it's not terrible. I'd say it's probably like 65 maybe. So whenever it's colder, obviously it's going to take longer to heat up. But very fast response time. Definitely for just using a lighter test and not actually having an exhaust stream. But everything works as it should. So I'm very, very excited. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you buy the assembled harness, the $60 assembled harness ready to go, it's also going to come with these crimps. So obviously, like these ends of the wires, you're going to have to attach other wire to it to put it wherever you want to. These are professional quality crimps. You'll have to cut in between. Let me see if I can get, there we go. So you'll have to cut in between the crimp parts to separate them, because they're on a they're all on a whole strap type deal. And then a nice professional heat shrink. So you can use pretty much any kind of regular style crimper, like these Dales. Let me see where you have the ends right here, and you can actually crimp down on the wire itself. And then nice heat shrink to make it all nice professional install. So those will be coming. That will be coming with the assembled harness only. So if you buy just the connector kit, it does not come with crimps, mainly because my opinion is you've got the pins and everything, you're making your own harness, you shouldn't have to splice into anything at that point. So, and this is just the kit out of the bag that I got the assembled harness out of. If you buy an assembled harness, this is how it comes. So, as I said, I'm having a harness company make these for me, and it's amazing. These are phenomenal harnesses. I am so stoked. Nice braid, nice pre-cut ends, whatever spliced ends, I guess, for the stuff you can get to. The wideband connector has all the nice rubber grommet inserts into them, so it's nice and weatherproof. All brand new wire, all brand new connectors. It's all brand new, and it's very, very slick. So, as I said, that company's making them for me, and as I said, they'll be $60, and I plan on releasing a video very soon about the DIY cost, like DIY assembled kit. And that was something else I was going to go over. This is the PCB board. You'll be getting a component kit with the board, and the only thing that will be done to the board when you buy it is going to be the J2 programming header. The will be soldered on. The IC socket and the IC will be pushed into the socket, because I have to program the IC, and because of that, I need to have those two components on there so I can plug my programmer into the program header and program the chip. So that will be done. Everything else you'll have to solder yourself. I plan on making a video of how that's done. Also releasing instructions with the DIY kits, obviously, so that way you have the instructions and you can make it yourself. Again, price to be determined. It will be less than the $85 for this. Just haven't gotten there yet. And as I said in this video, you'll be able to buy the DIY kit with components and stuff. The box will be optional, is my plan. You can add it onto the kit. And then you can either get the kit with the connectors, well, no connectors, period, you like source your own, with the connectors, or you can get with the harness itself. So there'll be several different options. I'm hoping to release the stuff come January is my plan. I want to get some back stock, stocked in and ready to go for that way when if I get flooded with orders, I have stock to do it, to fulfill them. But these are getting sent out for testing. As I said, this one is Matt Happel of Sloppy Mechanics. That guy is going to be going out Thursday, as well as the one going to JackTuned, Jack Nicholas. He's up in Maine. He does some amazing builds. So he is also getting one to test as well. So I'm very excited. You'll have to keep an eye on their channels and keep an eye on my Facebook page. It's Twisted Builds. I will be posting. I need to update some things because I haven't posted anything to that page in a while. The plan is to update with this information. I'll also be releasing the price for the DIY kits whenever I figure that out. And I'll be posting links to if they make any videos testing or whatever. I'm sure Matt's going to. I will post links to that as well. So, and also, as I said, stay tuned. Well, maybe I didn't say, but I'm going to say. Stay tuned to that Facebook page, and I will be posting updates with the whole vinyl cutting thing. Because, as I said, I'm bringing some bumper stickers back. I also plan on doing some custom work. I just did like 4 custom stickers for a buddy of mine today. And I can do some small stuff. I can't do anything major, but I plan on doing some small stuff. So if you need anything small done, like 12 by 12 inch area small done, email me, dale@twistedbuilds.com, and I will work with you and get you some vinyl cut done so you have some nice bumper stickers if you want anything custom done or anything like that. I'm still learning, but it is coming along, and just pay attention to my website as well. It's twistedbuilds.com, because I'll be posting up my stickers I'm going to have for sale there and some other odds and ends. But hey guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for the over 1,000 subscribers. It's actually over 1,100 now, which is shocking. I am so happy, guys. And I shouldn't finish this yet because I forgot. The wideband gauges are going to be coming. So, pretty much I looked for a gauge for these that was pre-made that I could just resell. They're all super expensive, like almost priced at this expensive, which is insanity. So, what I'm going to do instead is my plan is to, as I said, make my own gauge for it. That will be coming out, I'm hoping, January or February this year, so it's not going to be released right away. But my own gauge will be coming with it. And the great thing about that is it's an Arduino project, and I plan on bringing back my, well, technically it's an Audio Fruit Trinket project, but I'll plan on bringing back my my introduction to Arduino from an automotive enthusiast standpoint, which I think I've said in prior videos, but it's going to happen. I got screen sharing software, screen recording software and some other odds and ends set up, ready to go. And I'm going to be making my own and showing you guys how I did it. Again, I'm not a professional coder, so please don't judge me on that. I'm doing this from automotive technician standpoint. So it's like, this is going to be geared towards the guys who are automotive enthusiasts or builders or whatever and want to do stuff like they know electronics are not going away and they want to integrate them into their projects or builds or whatever and want a simple like introduction into doing it. That's what I'm going to gear this whole project to as well for these. I'm planning on showing you like KiCad design, which is like the PCB board design and the coding of the gauge and how I'm assembling them and everything, like show you the whole kit and caboodle, so that way you can see it. Because these, like right now, are geared towards like factory PCM installs or installs where you're using an aftermarket, either aftermarket ECU or an aftermarket some kind of display, like a tablet display or some kind of screen dash. Because those are the guys that don't need a dedicated AFR gauge. They can have the 0 to 5 volt go in and display it as air to fuel. Like for my Firebird, I am now running speeduino. Even with the Megasquirt 2, I could have done this as well, where it has a wideband sensor input, and I'm just displaying the AFR on my tablet dash. So The HP Tuner guys can do that, I believe, over their OBD2 port as well. For tablet dashes, don't hold me to that. But and even if you couldn't, you can at least log the input on HP Tuners. Input either into the factory ECU or into, like, if you got one of the pro tuning cables or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm gearing these towards. They're not necessarily for, like, you just want the gauge and that's it, because that will be coming, but it's not there right now. So, and the great thing about these is, as I said, with these two simulated outputs. So for the OEM guys, this is a huge thing. They are simulated narrowband outputs, so if you want to keep your closed loop fueling to keep somewhat decent fuel economy, you can plumb these, one bank, let's say bank 1 and then the other one in bank 2, and it will give the factory PCM a simulated narrowband output that will switch at 14.7 or Stotch. If you're running E85, it's gonna be Stotch, or flex fuel of some sort. These switch at Stotch, and you can do 2 banks off of 1 sensor, which is one of the huge reasons I was doing this. The other reason is I want to have my own widebands and make them cheap for the masses and DIYable. Bring DIY cuts back into it as well. And they also, as I've said before, they have 2 wideband outputs. They're the pink wires. So one, again, can go to your gauge. The other one can go to your ECU or data logger or whatever. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching. I can't believe I'm at over 1,100 subscribers. It is phenomenal for the little bit I've been doing. I highly, highly thank each and one of you for making that happen. And stay tuned. I know some of these videos are a little repetitive right now, but I'm trying to bring content up. We're going into, it's December, so I'm hoping build content is going to be coming back come spring when it's warm outside. I'm getting older, not really older, but I'm getting more lazy the older I get, and I don't like wrenching in the cold if I don't have to. And with the S10 build, I don't really have to, and I don't have a heated garage or electric in it. So, which kind of gives me a reason to push as hard as I can on the electronic stuff while it's cold out. So, like the S10 build stuff is going to be coming back this next spring. Right now you're going to be mainly seeing my speeduinos, my widebands, a little, bringing back the introduction to Arduino stuff with the wideband gauge, so on and so forth. My now vinyl cutter for cutting vinyl and other odds and ends. I might do an introduction on that because everything I found on YouTube, it's definitely more female oriented with the cry cut. So I might bring a man's version of it to YouTube introduction as well. Just that way you guys can have an idea of, if you want to buy your own and make your own stickers, you can, and this is how you do it type deal. So if you're interested in something like that, please comment below. Let me know. I guess that's everything. So stay tuned, definitely to my Facebook page, and I will try to post links if I'm able to on YouTube. I'm not quite sure how to do that. Of Matt Happel's videos that I believe he's planning on making with us with testing, and any videos done with us, and let you guys know how things are going. I will make out an update video once I figure everything out and get going, definitely with the DIY kits. So, alright guys, hey, thank you for watching, and have a good evening, and thanks again. Bye.